Have you told your friends that you see ghosts?
Oh, absolutely not.
Gina Rodriguez returns in Not Dead Yet.
I'm back, baby.
Who is that?
Oh, she's the obituary writer.
And Brad Garrett joins the brilliant ensemble cast.
Titan, Maverick, Titan of all Mavericks. These are all words used to describe me.
Not Dead Yet. Season premiere. Tonight, 8:30, 7:30 Central on ABC. And stream on Hulu.
It's the Happy Families podcast. It's the podcast for the time-poor parent who just wants answers now.
Christmas can be a time of, celebration and excitement, of course, but also anxiety, frustration, and stress for a whole lot of parents. Joining me for a conversation about the negative, the downside, a bit of a downer, but it's real, right, about Christmas, holidays, kids, and the challenges associated with kids having 6 weeks off school and what we're supposed to do about it is Rebecca Dredge. Rebecca is the CEO of the Kiddo app, and I'm really grateful that she's taken some time out of her extraordinarily busy schedule to have a chat with me right now about why Aussie parents are feeling anxious about the school holidays. Hey, Beck, nice to have you along. Tell me about this survey.
Thanks for having me, Justin. So the Kiddo app, we've got such a big community. We've got 23,000 people that use our app. So we really wanted to dive in and understand, what parents are feeling. Look, we all know school's coming to an end. For some parents, it's about starting the new year. It's orientation days. It's Christmas shopping. It's putting up the trees. So we just wanted to understand how parents actually felt. And it's quite alarming. There's a lot of us that look forward to the holidays for some quality downtime with our children. But at the same time, up to a third of parents are really having that anxiety about worrying what they're going to do on the school holidays, how they're going to juggle work and entertaining the kids. So, yeah, it's a lot for parents.
I remember some years ago when we started to have to deal with this ourselves. And we've got 6 kids, right? And 3 of them have now finished school. But maybe 10, 12 years ago, we kind of went, hang on, school holidays is meant to be fun, except we're juggling work and we're juggling the financial commitments and we're juggling, now we've got to entertain the kids and we don't want to leave them staring at the screen all day. When you've got other commitments that are not flexible, it becomes a stressful time.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I talk to a lot of mums and there's mums that have literally got Excel spreadsheets for the next 6 weeks. And it's, husband's got these 3 days off. Grandma can do these 2 days. Yep. This week is, OSH at school. We've got time off then. And then what are we going to do in that time off? But yeah, it is. It's a real straining time.
Yeah. And then you add the pressure of, and we're having the family Christmas party at our place in the morning from 10:30 till 2. But then we've got to go to the in-laws for their one from 3 till 7. And we've got to do all the clean up and the tidy up and the setup and the pack down and all the money that's got to be spent. I mean, it really is pretty hardcore. So, Beck, when you looked at this data, 2 in 5, 43% of Australian parents really do love school holidays and love getting quality time with their kids. But like you said, more than a third, almost the same amount, 35% say, no, this is hard work. There's anxiety around this. There's a lot to juggle. What do you think parents, when you look at what they told you, what seems to be useful for parents so that they can get the balance right, so that it actually feels nice to have Christmas even with all of the pressure that's on so many families?
Yeah, I think, look, it's about prioritizing what you need to do, trying not to get too overwhelmed with everything. If there are things that you don't need to do, just say no. If there's if there's too many commitments, say no.
The power of no is enormous, and so often we forget that is an option, right? We feel completely obligated to go to the neighbourhood Christmas party and the surf club or the scout group or the church or the whatever community thing that you're involved in. You've got to go to their one as well, and then there's the work one plus your partner's work one, and there are so many events. There's so much to do. It's okay to say no.
It's okay to say no, and it's okay just to prioritise. And, kiddo's there if you need a babysitter, but it is, outsourcing and it can even be stressful having to ask family to babysit during this time, because that's another added pressure. Then you're like, then I've got the parents-in-law staying for a night. So it is about, saying no, limiting the amount of invites you put on your fridge. Your fridge doesn't have to be cluttered with every single invite with every event that's happening, and outsource where possible. So us parents, we don't burn out, we don't all get sick, and we're not, we need to enjoy ourselves as well and be there for our kids, not completely and utterly exhausted.
I'm going to add another couple of things to this, and feel free to fill in around the edges if I miss anything. But in our family, what Kylie, my wife, has done is essentially pulled together the calendar and just jot down, literally organise the day-to-day. Here's what we're doing on this day. We're going to make sure that we've got quality family time 2 or 3 times this week. It might be a morning, it might be an evening, it could be on the weekend. But we're just putting in the stuff that really matters, and then we can fill in around it with the other stuff if it fits. But we're going to do the stuff that matters for us first, that organisation, the intention around that. I've been so impressed with as she's done that, and I love that. I love your point about booking a babysitter, in-laws, but we just had a podcast go out last week on Thursday about the challenges that come with that. Do you have any, maybe there's an opportunity to give Kiddo a little bit of a plug. Tell me what Kiddo does and how that can help in that vein.
Yeah, so Kiddo, look, we're an app. We're there 24/7. You can download Kiddo from the App Store. You simply input the time and date you need a babysitter or a nanny, and we'll show you who's available. So there's no, having to go backwards and forwards to being asked. Someone can help and then be rejected. You simply log on, input your time and date. You can preview profiles and book in the app. You can do this at 10:30 at night if, it's the last thing on your mind and you go, I need to organise care for that Friday night. You can sit there and, doesn't matter if it's 10:30 at night. You can do that, and that request will go across to that babysitter, and they'll wake up and they can, confirm it for you. But it's just a great go-to, a great resource to just quietly go and book some care if that's what you need to get through the next few weeks, to get through to Christmas. Yeah.
Yep, sounds great. And we'll link to the Kiddo app in our show notes for this. One last question for you. How are you going to deal with the stress and the challenge? I mean, you're running a business, you've got all of your commitments across Christmas. How are you going to get through it yourself?
Quite literally, I have prioritised. Normally, I do a big Christmas event. This year, I've just said, you know what, I can't do it. We've had a big year at Kiddo. We've gone national. I just can't do too many things. You've got to look after your health. You've got to look after, number one, you've got to be in great shape for your kids. Yeah. So it's prioritising. I've booked some babysitters, so I've got that peace of mind knowing, yep, I've got that extra set of hands when I need them. And I'm just going to glide into Christmas Day and really enjoy it.
I love that word. I'm going to glide into Christmas Day. That has just become my brand new goal. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we can all glide through the next week.
Glide and all have a cheers Christmas morning going, we made it and we feel good.
Yeah, sounds great. Rebecca Dredge, CEO of kiddoapp.com.au. Really appreciate you sharing what you found from your community of 23,000 parents about Christmas holiday anxiety. Thanks for joining me on the Happy Families podcast.
Thanks for having me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media. Craig Bruce is our executive producer. And as always, if you'd like more info about what we've talked about, check the show notes for today's episode and visit us at happyfamilies.com.au.